Good evening. I'm Mrs. Franklin, and I'm here today to tell you a little bit about myself and about our course. This is my 15th year teaching science, my 8th year here at Brexel Broadview Heights High School. I've been teaching mostly physical science for the 8 years I've been here. I graduated from the College of Worcester with a degree in biology and then went back to get my teaching licensure through Baldwin Wallace College. I also happen to be one of the 3 drama people in the department here at Brexel Broadview Heights High School. So if you have a student who is interested in getting involved in the drama program, whether that is the fall play, the spring musical, on stage, backstage, working crew, please let me know. I would be happy to get them in touch with Drama Club, and we would love to have them. Physical science is a 2-semester course. The first semester focuses on chemistry, where we're going to be getting fairly quickly into atoms, periodic table trends, compounds, ionic and covalent, and a lot of balancing equations, and hopefully some radioactivity if we have time at the end. Semester 2, starting in February, is going to be all about physics, Newton's laws, speed, acceleration calculations, a little bit of work in power, energy, and waves. And hopefully at the very end, we'll get into a little bit about space. In addition to those topics, some things we really would like to help your child be able to do by the end of this year is enhance their study skills so they learn how to learn. We have found that many students coming up from the middle school have never had to really hunker down and study for a test. If they pay attention in class and they do their homework, they usually can pass it fairly well without having to do much to prepare. That is not the case coming into high school. Some things we have noticed that students like to count as studying are reading over notes, reading the textbook, or looking at their homework the night before the test. But in reality, this is not studying. Students need to actively engage in content by explaining things out loud or writing them down, practicing the skills with calculations in order to be able to remember and really understand the material. I would ask that if your child is having trouble learning how to study or figuring out what works for them, that they come and see me, and I would be happy to help go through some strategies with them until we find what works. I also want to encourage students to take responsibility for their education. This does not mean I don't want to hear from you this year. I am looking forward to hearing from each and every one of you, but I hope that as we move forward through the year that students will start taking a more active role in advocating for themselves, emailing me when they have issues or need to meet to get some assistance, contacting me when they want to use their retakes or any other issues they might have in class. Sometimes that's very difficult for a student, and I would ask that you at home support that in encouraging them to make contact whenever possible. Now, if that does not happen, please do contact me. Let me know if there's an issue. I do want to hear from you. I would just love to hear the students advocating for themselves. And the last big thing I want to talk to you about is Progress Book this year. I'm going to ask that each of you make sure you have your own parent login for Progress Book with an account that is associated with your own email. The reason for that is this is the one way I have to email the entire class, all students and their guardians at the same time. And if you don't have your own account, you're going to miss out on these notifications. In Progress Book, I do post upcoming assignments and their due dates, whether assignments were complete, and I will mark them as missing if they are incomplete. When they are blank, I just have not graded them yet, and upcoming test dates. I do try to get everything into Progress Book within 24 hours of the assignment being due, usually before I go home that day, so that you know that evening whether or not they did their homework. Other useful things in Progress Book. If you log into Progress Book and go down to the left-hand side where you see that lovely class information link, and then click on our class, Academic Physical Science, you will see a page that looks very similar to this. This is my class information page, and I try to put all the links and information you could possibly need to get to anything for my course here. I do it here instead of Google Classroom because when I post links in Google Classroom, parents do not always have access to this. So from here, you can see that there is a weekly planner link, much like the one that was emailed out to everybody earlier this semester. The class expectations, the class website, which has supplemental materials, videos. If a student's having trouble with homework, that's a good place to go look and see if there's something that might trigger things. And the textbook login, both the username and password, are all there so that you have access to them as well as your child. We are going to be doing assignments within Google Classroom this year. I just like to put things in progress books so that you are aware not only if things were completed and turned in, but also just in case you don't have your own login or access to your child's Google Classroom at that point in time. If you need anything, please feel free to email me or give me a call. It is faster to email just because I can check my email throughout the day more often than I can check my phone. I am available 4th, 7th, and 9th periods if your child has those free with study halls for extra help. I can also meet after school, and those could be Zoom meetings or in person. I do ask that you let me know you're coming ahead of time though, or that your child lets me know they're coming so that I can make sure I block off that time for your student. And I don't have any other meetings or things during that time. And also if they just show up to my classroom door, sometimes I'm eating lunch, sometimes I'm meeting with another teacher or student somewhere else. And obviously if there's a Zoom, I have to set up the meeting link. So that would be very helpful to know ahead of time, just to make sure everything's set up. I hope you have a wonderful year. I hope your child has a wonderful year, and please let me know if there's anything else I can do to make things run more smoothly for you and your family. Have a lovely evening.